today we are doing an unboxing of the written word calligraphy nib sampler set and the ink sampler set. So the nib sampler set, and I know you can't see this, I'll show you up close, came with 4, 5, 6, 7 different nibs inside of here to test out. I will test all of them out for you. And then also it came with 3 different inks. It came with the Dr. Martin's iridescent copperplate gold, and it also came with walnut ink as well as Dr. Martin's pen white. So, if you either didn't want to purchase them individually or you were having difficulty finding them, this might be a good solution for you, only if you wanted to try them out. Again, if you're thinking like professional wedding calligraphy, 1000% you can't use these. I'll explain why more in the video. There are better products out there. I will leave links to those below. I actually just personally am not a fan of walnut ink. I just don't like it in general, but that's a personal preference, and some people do like that kind of look and feel, the dark and the light. So let's go ahead and check these out. All right, this came pretty quick. It only took, I think, maybe 2 weeks to get here. And I feel like that was speedy, since I think it's just her packaging these up by herself out of her house. So I got 2 things, like I mentioned. The calligraphy ink sampler is $32, and then what else did I get? All right, so this pointed nib sampler was $20, and this calligraphy ink sampler was $32, and let's see, let's go ahead and open this up separately. And then shipping was, I think, $20. Like something, if I'm rounding up. So shipping was not cheap. So for sure, 100%, she always charges for shipping. And I believe it's just like me. She's just a small one-person business. I think her husband helps her with everything, but let's see what we have here. So we have Dr. Martin's iridescent calligraphy color, the copperplate gold. Nice. And then over here, we have the walnut drawing ink. So I'm not really a big fan of walnut ink. I don't know why. People just get obsessed with saying, I love walnut ink. I have walnut ink. I can do your envelopes. I don't know. I think just aesthetically, it doesn't look very pretty. But for some reason, it's like one of those pure artistic things where everyone's like, do you have walnut ink? I'm like, I do, but I don't know why you'd ever want to use it. Okay, so Dr. Martin's pen weight. And then we have a pointed nib sampler. So inside of the pointed nib sampler, and it is hard to get a couple nibs here and there. Usually what happens is you have to buy them in bulk, or you just feel compelled to buy them in bulk because it feels weird just to buy only one. It's really hard. I don't think I've ever found a calligraphy store that just holds nibs. So let's see what we have. The Hunt 101, which we don't need to test out. That is my go-to everyday nib. The Browse Rose, Leonard Principal, Browse Hunt Tachigawa, and the Gillet 404. All right, so let's go ahead and test these out. So I'm guessing I don't know if she washed these yet. So I don't know, every time you get a nib, it usually has a coating on it, but none of these have a coating on it. They're all very smooth. But we're going to go ahead and grab some ammonia. Oh, we do. Nibs will need to be prepared for first-time use as they have a coating. Okay, so all nibs have a coating. I thought maybe she had taken it off since it is a sampler. Dip it into the ink a few times and rub it off with paper towel, lint-free cloth. Hover the nib over the flame. Don't let the nib touch the flame. Wash the nib with soap and water and dry thoroughly with paper plates. I actually don't do that. I just use Windex and it works just fine. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to Windex these really quick, and then we're going to test these out. wrap up of everything. So here's all of the different nibs. My first one, my favorite is the Hunt 101. The second favorite is the Tachigawa. And then obviously I just hated the Bros Rouse. I didn't even try to get it. I don't know why it didn't fit. So whenever it doesn't fit, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get some pliers and like cinch it in. I just didn't feel like it. I was being kind of lazy. And then as far as the colors go, the copper plate that she had, the iridescent, if you're really a professional and you are serious about calligraphy, you're going to use the Fine Tech pearls. Even though you have to add water to them to kind of like get them going, they're always going to look 1,000 times better than anything metallic in a bottle. Now, I did try my liquid acrylic, which I think is a fair substitute. But again, I would never put these on professional wedding envelopes ever. And then the pen weight over here, again, I still don't think this was as good as the bleed proof. My bleed proof is kind of old, so it wasn't working. And I have the gum stuff that you can put in there. But again, I was just being lazy. I didn't go and get it. So this is the pen weight. It's kind of see-through. I don't really like it. I definitely prefer the bleed proof because that is more of a thicker opaque white. And then the walnut ink over here at the top right. So the whole thing with walnut is if you like that kind of look where it looks kind of real and then it looks dark and light. So it's supposed to more mimic like what real, I guess, ink would be in the wild. So overall, I would say, if you want to try these different nibs and you're just not sure, I think this was a good value to check out. But if you're like me and you like the Hunt 101, you'll definitely like the Tachigawa. Again, Rose Bros, I mean, definitely check it. You might love it. The Leonard, that's good, even though I misspelled it. And then what else? The ink colors, I would say you could probably pass on the ink colors. It wasn't a bad purchase, but you could just buy these on your own online. So that's a wrap for everything. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember, if you would like to learn calligraphy, sign up for my free course, Calligraphy 101. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you later.